Hi everyone, welcome back to CC Davis Studio. I'm Colette. I'm so glad you're here. A bit of a different one today. I'm actually in the car waiting for my son yet again for a basketball thing that he's doing, and so I'm in the car thinking I will just try and jimmy up a bit of a rig so I can film a few things. This is Roxy's Journal of Stitchery that I'm doing at the moment, volume 8, and I'm a bit behind with a couple of the prompts. This prompt is trim and also gifted things. So I'm sort of mixing both together, but I'll probably do a couple of these that have both together. So I did this shrine, and you've probably seen this on Instagram where I've shared it before. I went to a lovely sit and stitch with the beautiful Sarah from Thread and Connect, and a lot of other lovely beautiful women. So at the end of this video I'll put a little video footage of that time that we had together where I started doing this, and I got so excited I finished it, and I didn't film it. So I did just do another film recently of using trim using rickrack, but I didn't like it, so I didn't upload it, because what I really had in my heart is I wanted to do another shrine. I call it a grotto, but a lot of people are doing these shrines. So I thought today, using gifted items and trim as the two prompts, that I thought I would make another little grotto, and this is all thrifted. This was thrifted, and gifted was a whole lot of these beautiful trims. So very lucky, and a lot of thrifted things in here. So those chips were thrifted. A lot of these beads were old necklaces and findings that I found in bags, and you know how it goes. So that's something that I wanted to do today. So I'll put that over there. So I'm in my car, so you can sort of see part of my car in the front seat. I have a lot of beads, as I've said to you guys before. I used to make lots of jewellery and lots of sort of items to sell. I don't do that anymore, but I have lots of turquoise, which is the most beautiful turquoise, lots of coral, and then some other lovely check glass, and then not millefiori, what are they called? Come on ladies, help me. Cloisonne beads as well, so they're metal. So as we go along, we might choose something like that. I've got the lovely Roxy's Journal of Roxy Creations. I've got some of her beautiful material here, and I really wanted to use a little tiny bit of it, so I've snipped off a little bit, and I think I might use that as the base. I might not. I might change my mind. You never know. So there's that, as well as these gorgeous trims that the beautiful Melody had a whole bag full of different trims and different pieces of Indian sari material, and some of these are things that I've been given previously as well, little bits of things. But so this is gifted as well. So, but I really want to do some of the turquoise and red for a little shrine, and the little thing that I had has gone missing in my car, which is a little medallion of the Virgin Mary that my nan gave me, because when I went to Italy when I was younger, I got her another medallion that she used to always have in her bag, and so when I gave her that, she gave me hers, but I don't know what I did with it, and I'm very worried now that it's gone missing. That would really upset me if it's gone missing, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to say it's coming. So I will put that like in the middle of this grotto shrine kind of thing, like that in there. So let me pause, and I will move all the beads out of the way, and we can start to put a little bit of a idea of what it could look like together. Okay, so this is vaguely what I've come up with as the starting point, and it looks like a little mushroom house, but that's okay. We will be able to embellish it to make it look better. So that little Virgin Mary sort of medallion that my nan had will go in the middle here, and then I'll put all different beads and things around it, and I'll put pillars here. So I thought we'd just come back on and I started to glue on the back and then realized I wasn't filming, so that's helpful, isn't it? So I don't normally use the glue. It's just when I'm traveling. It's easier to, rather than having a whole load of pins holding everything down, it's easier to just try and glue it into place. Now I've got a bit of calico or homespun or whatever you call it in your country, but we call it calico here in Australia. So I hope you can hear me okay. It started to rain outside. It's a miserable day today, but I'm on school holidays, so I am not complaining. Which side do we like better, the non-shiniest or the shiniest side? It doesn't matter because it's going to pretty much be covered up, isn't it? So why am I worrying about that? So what are you guys up to? Are you getting any sewing in? Today it is what day is it? Sunday, and it's the first Sunday of school holidays for me. And I feel very blessed that I get to have some school holidays. I am tired. This term has wrecked me. I've had lots of staff absences, I think I said before. I'm not going to get into, I'm not going to get into a massive complaint today because it is what it is. But it has made me weary. So a well-earned holiday for everybody in my school. Is what we're all looking forward to. Now that looks really wonky. Does it look as wonky there? Yep, it does. On camera for you, it looks as wonky as it does for me. I will try straighten it up a little bit. It's the only thing with using glue on these rather thin, fragile damask, and well, it's not even damask, it's like a loosely woven, more delicate fabrics, is when you do that, they perish very quickly, but that's okay. So here's some of the trim. I love a little sparkle and a bit of trim. And thanks Melody, who came to along as well to the sit and stitch. Melody makes shoes, and I'll link her, and she does lots of textile stuff. Her work is just beautiful, so I'll link her hopefully in the description if I can figure out how to do that. So thanks for Melody to bringing along all of these beautiful things, and they've just inspired me. Isn't it interesting how when somebody brings along their different materials, how it can just spark a different inspiration in you rather than the stuff that you've always got to use. And that's why, you know, we all shared our different things, and it's lovely to be able to do that because you really spark inspiration in each other. And isn't that just the joy of being together and learning from each other and using each other's materials? You just sparks inspiration. Now with these Indian sari trims and silks and things, and they not perish, but they unravel really, really quickly. So I will need to have a look at what I have with me to be able to sew those together. So when you glue things down, I just find it's lovely, but it does make it a little bit tougher to not distort the fabrics. Now, it doesn't look straight to me at all. This looks like it's not straight, which is pulling everything else off. That's okay. As I've said to you before, I'm a bit wonky, so wonky is okay with me. Do you use that word in your country? Wonky. That's another word for skew-whiff, is what my mum used to always say. It's a bit skew-whiff, love. So I've got my little bowl here that I made. If you haven't seen that video, I've got part 2 coming up. It means that I can keep all my little bits in there. So that's how far we've got so far. Just thinking of the time, because my son will be back in 20 minutes to fiddle around whilst he's in there, and then I will come back and we'll be at home, and I will keep going with it at home. Oh gosh, it's not him now, is it? I can hear somebody. Nope, it's not him. All right, so let's just cut this off here. Now, these will go into my printer's tray as part of my quilt that I'm making, which will really probably for me be a wall hanging. But a gathered things quilt is what we're having all these little prompts to get towards in the end. So, well, so far so good. I like that, even if it's a little bit on the wonky side, but that's okay. Why does it look so wonky? Can I straighten it up in any way? Once one bit goes wonky, the rest of it sort of goes with it. You sort of follow that line. It's this that's the problem. It's not straight. But if I end up with putting things here, surely that will make it seem a bit straighter. Don't worry, Colette, get on with it. All right, so do we want to use like a bit more of a corally red like this to go around maybe the outside of here and try and couch it down? Now this has numbers on it. I inherited these. It's a DMC. That's the number. I don't know. I'm not normally that good because I don't put my numbers down, but somebody who I have bought this from, which was from Mel on Purveyor of Textiles 3, you can buy sometimes boxes of threads that are all like this full for like $40 or $45. Mel, I can't remember, Mel, if you sometimes you watch, if you can leave a comment, that'd be great. Yeah, just beautiful things, and it's already ready made for you, and it's lovely to use somebody else's group that they've put together for you. Now I'm looking for a needle that has a big enough eye that I won't end up getting mad with it. Let me have a look. And now I've got gluey hands, so I didn't bring baby wipes. I'm not that organised, am I? What's this one? Wow. I've got 50,000 of them, and they're all attached to something else. So what have you been up to? You've been sewing, stitching. What have you been making? I'm just so pleased it's holidays because I've got about 50 different projects that I would love to get started so that during the term when I'm tired and busy, they're already sort of set up and ready to just stitch into. Do you get like that when you just get a bit overtired and you can't? You have days where you go, oh yeah, I've got all these creative things that I want to do, but the whole thought of having to think about putting it together and going and searching, then you just don't do it. I go watch somebody else's videos and go, oh, that's got my little fix of making. Is that just me? Now, oh, it's a bit tricky to get through, wasn't it? What do I want to do? Do I want to do a blanket stitch, or do I just want to overcast maybe? And then I can come back. Who do you watch? What YouTubers do you watch to get inspiration? Where do you find inspiration? Do you find inspiration in the things around you, from watching other people make, from nature? Lots of lovely things, isn't there, that we can look at and see, and I know we all, you know, watch social media and sometimes, you know, that doom scrolling, I think they call it. We all do that, but sometimes when you're looking at somebody else's work, you're like, oh, I could do that. Or wow, I could do this and this. Or geez, I really wanted to do this project, and that's shown me the way. Isn't it lovely to be able to be inspired by others? So having these little, I want to say rhinestoney kind of plasticky things, tricky to get around. I'm just trying to catch, oh sorry, just banged the thing. I'm just trying to catch at least some of these threads Oh. I hope I haven't lost that Virgin Mary medallion. That'll make me upset. That was my nan's. My nan, as I've told you before, was just so, yeah, formative for me. She could do anything, my nan. She's very educated, very kind, very exacting. Always saying, you can do that. You can make it happen. You can do that even better than that. I know you can. Go ahead and go give it another shot. And yeah, even with sewing, with singing, with dancing, all the things that I used to do, she'd go, you are fabulous at that. What's your next step? How do you take joy in that next bit? So for better or worse, my nan and my mum are the voice in my head that is, keep going, girl. How exciting. What else can you do? You know, that positive but thoughtful but driven way of thinking. And I think that's why I am so driven of, you know, what else can you do? How else can you learn or challenge yourself? Or so I think because of that, sometimes it's really hard to just be, to be okay with just being. So stitching, slow stitching for me, reminds me of sitting with my nan, saying nothing, often just sitting together and creating. And stitching, slow stitching is really meditative, and a lot of people are using it as a mindfulness activity, and I can see why. We didn't know anything like that when I was younger. It was just slow down, enjoy creating, enjoy just being. I think that's part of the problem in this world, isn't it? Everything is instant gratification. You know, social media, you don't like what you're seeing there, I'll flick to the next thing, flick to the next image. She's got great things about that, and it's useful and all of those things, but it does mean as humans we need to just be able to let our mind and our body just stop and relax, not be bombarded with images, but just find your solace, if you like, your creative outlet, your whatever you want to call it, whatever it means to you. I think we were good at that, well, my family anyway, my nan and my mum, and you know, just sewing was one of those things, but we always used to sing, and not professionally or anything like that. I did for a little bit, but you know, more at theatre and those kinds of things. Just do it for joy, do it for peace and quiet your mind. So I'm glad to see that our little stitching world that a lot of us have grown up with, of hand sewing and embroidery, and that, you know, I'm in my 50s, and a lot of women my age are either have done this before or taking it up, but a lot of the women that I am with when I'm doing things like this, or that you guys out there who watch this, average age is around in the 60s. So there's now a resurgence in mindfulness, and calling this mindfulness, which I don't think is a bad thing. It's starting to see some younger ladies and gents get involved, which is so lovely, because we're preaching to the choir here. We love it, don't we? All right, so sorry about that. It's tough to get through some of that. I just want to try and catch that little scraggly bit. There we go, we got it. So it's rough as guts. So let's just now go back and keep going over it. I think to give it a little bit of a, because what I would actually, maybe what I might do is get some of the, only thing is with some of the, with coral in particular, because I think coral would look amazing along here. The only thing with coral is you have to use a teeny tiny needle, because the hole, oh, they'll be lost in the car forever. Did you hear that? It went tink tink. See how teeny tiny the holes are? Teeny tiny. Means I'll have to change needle. All right, I'll change needle and I'll come back. Okay, we're back home now. All I was doing in the car was going around the outside of here, and I was thinking about putting some coral on there, but my son came. So he was pretty quick. So this is the little medallion that I was looking for, and then I realized when I came home that it was a bit like light blue, almost going into an aqua kind of color, really sort of, yeah, not aqua, more into a deeper color. So I've just put some texture on there using ink, and so I'm hoping that it will dry. So I'll bring you in a bit more. So I'm hoping that it will dry and not be, we'll see, but it's drying all over my fingers. So I will then put a whole lot of beads and stuff around there, but we've got to fix this part up and then we can worry about embellishing here. So let's put that over there. And in the future, I would like to make another bit of a shrine or grotto. And I found this years and years ago. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's, I don't know, but it's a winged mermaidy thing. It's got a human kind of face. It's just metal, like cast metal. And I feel like, is it a Garuda? No, maybe I'm making things up. It feels like it's some kind of mythical creature, but we'll see. So I'd like to make a bigger grotto shrine with that at some point. So if you're interested, let me know and I'll make something in the future, hopefully on camera, if you're not sick of seeing these now. So got a whole lot of coral and turquoise and cloisonne. Said that word wrong in the car. Just going to zoom you back out a bit. Wrong way. There we go. So let's have a bit of a play with some beads. Now this is not really turquoise, it's more of a light blue, but if I put some, because I think this is wrong, this turquoise color now. The lighter one's all right, but that's because of this, it's not the right turquoise. So I think I'm going to have to eliminate those two. But I do have this other man-made turquoise that is bluer than this as well. But I was thinking if I use some of these along here, just thinking out loud, then this other blue won't seem too blue. Look at me just dropping all the beads. So if I had a line, get rid of those. So if I had a line of these blue ones along here, like something like that, then this blue won't look too blue as the pillars. What do you think? Does it look like up there for you? And then maybe two of these as the pillars, Now for something in between them. I've got these little coral rondelle kind of ones. Could they slip in between? How many do I have? Like that? Or do I get some gold out and put gold in between? I don't know. We've got some really... The other way, if I don't use the cloisonne, is I could... Oh, goodness me. I could use... Oh, it's facing the wrong way. They would be too thin, wouldn't they? They might be better in a little design up here somewhere. Not them. I've got some spaces. I'm just getting my beads. Just ignore me. Have a nice little look at the beads in front of you. See if, of course, it's going to be on the last. Oh, no, it's not there. Sorry, not very organised. Okay, yeah, all the spaces are here. They're not gold, which is a bit annoying because I don't have much in the way of gold spaces. What about bead caps? They could be like on the bottom. Do you like these? What could we have as the... Could that go on there like that? Let me get a needle to show you what I'm thinking. There's a nice thick one here. So we could do... thick one won't go through. There, and maybe there like that. Let's bring you in a little bit. That. And maybe that. What do we think? Does that work? And that could be like the pillar going up the top. Should we give it a go? Let's see. Doesn't work. I can always just take it undone, can't I? You guys go over there. Oh, here's the problem. It's not like when it won't sit up, will it? Because it will just lean over. That's not going to work as much as I would like it to. It's not going to sit flat because it's not 3D. What about if we had a bead? Is watching my process annoying? Or is it fun? Will that help it sit up a bit better? Am I kidding myself? It'd be good if you could see it, wouldn't it? It's off camera. Jeez. Louise. There we go. I think it's going to bobble about. Let's have a look. Doesn't take anything to unthread, does it? all that bobble around and then just annoy the life out of me. Thinking how well could I couch it down to stay in place. Should we give it a go? Give it a go. Ooh. Do you love a bead? I've spoken about this many times, my love of beads and buttons. Just add something to your embroideries, I reckon. Now that's super duper high up there. That's going to be annoying, isn't it? Of course it is. Doesn't work, does it? Or is it okay that it goes all the way up to there? I don't know. Let's have a look. Just shove it in there, Colette, and see. Can you see how it goes? Does it look all right? Am I just fluffing around? Do I love it? I don't hate it. So that's something, isn't it? Let's just see if we can give this a little bit of a stability here. Then we can make a decision. So I'm coming up there and couching it down. So in between the beads to try and make them be straight as possible. But I don't know. So far, I think it looks all right. All right, come the other side of this bead cap. And then maybe under and through this bead cap. And then through that side. Okay, what do we think? I'm trying to look through the camera to see what you can see. And then what I could do is do that row of beads along here, do the other side, and then have something coming down here. But I don't want to make decisions about this because I want to move to that next. All right, I'll put the other side together and put these, and then I'll come back. All right, so I've broken 2 pins since we last spoke, which is just great. And I need beading needles, and sorry, not pins, needles. And beading needles are really, really thin, especially they have to be really thin to get through the coral because this coral has a teeny tiny hole. So what I've done so far is gone up the side, and I found this little earring embellishment. So you put the earring hook there and then you hang things from it. And I thought that might look okay just in there. And then have the little charm hanging off it with maybe some of the blue in there, and I thought maybe I could dot some of those around in here. What does that look like, or does it look better without? With or without? And then I found this, it just sort of fell out of one of those, and it's kind of rounded, and I thought it just sort of fell sort of there, and I thought, oh, does that look all right there? And if I don't put the blue in here, should I just go around the whole outside with little, to marry up this one, sort of to match it? And then I'm going to seed stitch all in here. I haven't decided what to do here, but I might just embellish it a little bit. And maybe that, if I'm doing all of this around the outside, I could just have a few of these at each interval along the way. Looking in the camera, that doesn't look too bad. So I'll just show you how I annoy myself trying to thread the tiniest needle. Now this is not a beading needle, but it's the best one I can find that will actually go through so I don't know about you, but I cannot see half the time, and the tiniest hole, this thing does work, but it is painful, I'm not going to lie to you. So let's get some more. I'll do a bit of the coral with you, because otherwise I keep stopping and doing a bit more, because otherwise this video is going to be so long that you'll all have given up the will to live by the end of it. So yeah, this little thing, threader for the tiniest ones, is very helpful, because I can't see at all. I'm getting my eyes tested these holidays again, and I need to go and have laser surgery is what I want to have done, but you know, just like my neck, I'm scared to have it done. So yeah, that helps, because then I don't have to avoid the smallest needles when I need them. But yeah, so I might have to bite the bullet and have laser and see if that helps with the distance. And then apparently it helps with distance, but it can also help with close up as well, but for some people. But I definitely need it for distance. So let's just try and anchor this guy. Where is it? Is it down in there? And it's red going into blue, so that wasn't very good thinking, was it? But we threaded up now, and you saw how hard it was to thread up. But if I make them small enough. So I'm trying to catch the little loop in there. So I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's underneath. I tried to shimmy it up. Well, that will just be fun, wouldn't it, if I get a knot in it? That's just not going to be happy. There we go. So, have you made any of these little shrine grottos? Would you? Would you do it? I'd love to see it if you do. I can see lots of people are doing shrines and things like that out there. I don't know why, we've always called it a grotto, not a shrine. I suppose we've called it shrine too at our house, I don't know. Is it an English thing maybe? I don't know, because my parents are English, well, have English descent. And my nan, who's very English, lived with us our whole life. So I think I say a lot of words like she did. Just just going to try and go in there. It's pretty secure. So I might just come in here and grab one of the little beads. So yes, I'm very lucky to have all of these beads, but you know, I buy packets of beads from op shops and from, you know, little packets at little bead shows. They often have like dollar little packets, and they're all little remnants and little bits of things, and I often find some absolute treasures in those little bags. They're like $1 or 50 cents. I'll show you. I think when I went to the bead show, oh, and I'm sorry if I've shown you these already. I told you I got those ones, but I also got this little bag of sequins that looks like, I think it looks like bubbles. And oh, I just threw it here just before. Where are the other ones? Oh, here. Look at these little chips. That'd be lovely for something, won't they? So yeah, like, you know, 50 cents and $1 for bags like that. So I do pick them up. I don't pick up as many things as I used to because I have lots of beads, but you know, like this was at an op shop for $1, and they're little Buddha kind of statues, like faces. Can you see that? So I don't need all of those, but you know, I'll share them around. But they're the hematite, they're really cold. So things like that, I think are really handy for adding to this kind of thing. So just keep your eye out. Often they're little bags of, you know, leftovers that they've scratched together, and they've gone, oh, just put that in a bag and we'll sell that. And I love them because you can often find some real little treasures in there. I took some with me in the car. Where's that little? No, I don't know where it is. But yeah, things like that. So these ones were from other projects that I've done in the past when I was jewelry making, as I said. So you don't have to have all of these things either. Just use thread if that's what you want to do, or you know, lots of other little things will look amazing as well. So let's come over this side and do a little bit of this together. So just random, doesn't have to be anything. There's no rhyme or reason to how I do it. Just grab one, come up, doesn't matter where. And because I've got lots of different sort of shapes and sizes to choose from, I just shove it in. And it all looks cute in the end, like it all works out. This one, let's come up through there. Round one. Oh, see, look at that. Can't go in. So sometimes the hole's not the whole way through. Hole's not the whole way through. Yeah, so sometimes they're like that. A bit of a sore tummy today. Don't know why. I think I'm just tired. But sore belly. So if you hear my tummy grumbling, I apologise. Hopefully it's not too loud. I can hear it, so I'm hoping you can't hear it, because that would just be very disconcerting. Doesn't want to go in. So you're picking up, that's sort of how we go. And I've got mixed metals in here. I'm okay with that. If you're not, don't do it. Do what you like, hey? I'm going to be posting part 2 of my fabric bowl in a couple of days. So if you followed along with that, I will finish that off and do a bit of embellishment with you. I've done lots of embellishment so that you can sort of see how it goes, and then I'll be adding embellishment and we'll finish that off together. Isn't it fun to have little projects that you're doing and that bring you joy? I'm loving all the little things and using up so many of my supplies. Excuse me, it's very hay fever here at the moment, and I don't get a lot of hay fever. Let me just have a drink. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't get a lot of hay fever, but it's everywhere at the moment, and the pollen count is super duper high. So it's no fun. My poor husband is suffering terribly with hay fever. He sneezes and coughs and his eyes run. Some people just get it really, really bad. My brother used to as well, still does. My dear old mum has to be really careful because it can affect her breathing with all the pollen, and her asthma really plays up. So I took her out yesterday. And we weren't out long. We didn't go outside. We went into a shopping centre. But even then, she was terribly out of breath. The poor darling. So, do you get pollen in spring in your country that really gets out of control? I know in Japan the pollen is bad. I've been off camera that whole time. I apologise. Yeah, the pollen gets really bad when it's the blossom season, and apparently it's okay in your first season that you go there, but if you live there for the next season, it seems like your immunity shifts or something and you become quite allergic. I mean, the blossoms look beautiful, but I can imagine how much pollen that kicks out. So we're meandering along, and if you suffer from hay fever, I feel for you. It's not me, but it's a terrible thing. So my husband has to have tablets every day, and even then it's not helping him at the moment. So see how this side's getting a little bit too thick compared to the other side? I'm going to have to just jimmy them around a little bit. Gee, my voice is funny, isn't it? So what are you up to? What are you making? Do you have projects like this, like little things that you go, oh, I'd like to give that a go? Or have you got bigger projects like quilts? Oh, I admire anyone who does big quilts. It's just not me. I think I like instant gratification. I think I really struggle when I look at people's beautiful quilts and think I think next time I will look at doing a quilt that's in parts, like what I'm doing with this one. This will be a quilt, but it will be more of a wall hanging because I've got all of these moving parts. But I would like to do even a red and turquoise one to have that goes on the bed. Did you see that's the fourth one that I can't get my needle through? Voila. Yes, I'd like to make one. Got a fabric bag or sort of pouch that I want to make, and with these pinks that I've picked up along the way, I've got quite a collection of little pink doilies and things that I think would make a beautiful little pouch. So I'm going to try and put put something like that together that I can just take with me in the car, because Logan has a full day, like last holidays, a full day of basketball that's in the city, and that's, you know, I could go home, but it's a long way to go home and then come back. So I will probably go out into the city and have a look around and do a few things, and then come back to the car and stitch for quite a few hours. So I'd like to have a few things prepared to do that. So I'm just going to pause and finish this off, and then come back and show you where we get to over here. Here we are, it's all finished. So I ended up putting some alternate turquoise and coral down here. I ended up adding the little pendant that, well, not a pendant, it was really it was on a little brooch. My nan used to wear it on, and when that broke, she carried it in her purse. For as long as I can remember, it was always in her purse. And I just put a couple of little round coral up here just to try and mirror what was going on over here. So that's why I put some down there. Put a few extras down here and just made it so it looks like it's inside a little bit of a grotto. And yeah, added the blue around the outside. And that's it. It's done. I hope you had fun. I did. I hope you enjoyed that. I always try and get the whole video into one rather than do parts. Sometimes I can't do that, but generally I try to do that. So this is my little grotto or shrine for Roxy's Journal Stitchery Volume 8. It's for the prompt trim and gifted, which is, some of these trims were gifted from Melody to all of us. So, and I think, if I remember rightly, Ada, my beautiful friend Aida, I think you gave me these as well. I don't remember buying them, but I could have. And my nan's. So, and that was gifted to me from my nan. All right. Please take care. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will be putting up a few more, given I'm on holidays. I'll have some more videos coming up soon. Bye for now.